coming at you live and on demand from the heart of Wiesbaden, Germany. This is a very special. This is a special. Well, In the Crease isn't a special. This is In the Crease with Tommy C. The Olympic preview version. Welcome. Welcome. We're going to be talking about the Olympics. No, we're not going to be talking about the Olympics. I can't stand the Olympics. We're going to be talking about the greatest sport on earth. We're going to be talking about the game of ice hockey. The men start tonight. It starts tonight. I don't even consider it an Olympics. I don't even consider the gold medal. This is the World Championship of hockey. And I am ready for it. I am ready for it like I would be the Stanley Cup. I'll get into why I feel that way. Is it the fact that the toilets don't work in Russia? No, it's not. It's a lot deeper than that. And we're going to be getting into it. Team USA, Canada, supposed to be in the final. Today, our girls went down with a fight to the Canadian women 3-2. Surely they'll be meeting up later in this tournament. I've seen a lot of these other girls' teams. The only team that has half a shot is Russia. That's it. So we'll be seeing them a little later. This tournament isn't over for sure for our girls. Maybe the last time we see our girls playing ice hockey. In the Olympics, anyway. But I got a lot to say about the Olympics. I'm not here for the Olympics. I'm not here for the gold. I'm here for the greatest hockey tournament the world has ever seen. And I am ready for it. That and then some. I'm ready for this. You want to talk to me about it? You want to get it on? Is that what you want? Well, let's do this. Give me a call on Skype. Stop from the point. What's happening out there, everybody? You're listening to Chosen, featuring Jen Lucas. Singularity. Beautiful tune. Nice of Chosen to let me have this. Oh, I'm really pumped right now. I'm huge. So, Tommy, like, what's your problem with the Olympics? It's about the athletes. They're not doing it for money. They're playing for country. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Have you seen what a circus act this has been in Russia? Have you been paying attention? Do you care? Are you worried that everything's on the up and up? That's what I'm going to be covering. I'm not sure. And even if it is, we don't need them. Not as hockey fans. If they stop the mid-season World Cup tournament in the NHL, we wouldn't have to worry about any of this. The IOC and the NHL almost didn't let this happen. Why? You might be asking yourself. Why? Over TV rights. Because I think the NHL wanted to put it on their Game Center format. Because it's their athletes. The NHL doesn't need the IOC. The IOC needs them to put on the greatest tournament. So I don't care if we're doing this 4 years in North America or Sweden, and it has nothing to do with the IOC, and there's no gold on the line. I just want to see the best. Go at it. There is a ton to talk about. There is a ton to cover. And I'm ready to hit it all. Right here and In the Crease with Tommy C. In the Crease, of course, is our open format show. We do just about everything. It's my blank sheet of paper. That's what I like to do. Maybe I should actually flip on Skype. We're probably going to get a little, crap. Forgot to put on Skype, so we're probably going to get a little lag here in a second. But you feel free to call me in on any issue on what you've seen here. Here it comes. versus Sweden. Most of these teams are NHL All-Star teams in their own right. Even teams like Slovakia have a shot at the medal. I do only think there's only 4 reasonable teams I think that should be favorites. That's the United States, Russia, and Sweden. I'm going to be going over each one of them. Now, going back to the women. Going back to Chris Wassel. What happened in this match? I'll tell you what happened in this match. What happened in this match was the Americans, after going up 1-0, took their foot off the gas, and you can't do that with a team like Canada. I think our girls played hard for the most part, but maybe the men should take notice. I noticed Roberto Luongo, Sidney Crosby, PK Subban yucking it up in the stands. Take note, girls. Take note, boys. Don't let anybody tell you that a preliminary match in this tournament means nothing. There is very little room for error. Every game is huge. It's nuts. It's off the chain. I'm sorry our girls didn't win. I was entertained for the most part, but that's the way it goes. Other women's matchups today were Switzerland versus Finland. Finland edges them out. Real good game, 4-3. And tonight, of course, there's 2 men's matchups. I don't like calling it that. I just want to call it hockey. Men's, women's, whatever. Let me fix my thing here. There we go. What we had here is, let me check. Like I said, yeah, Czechs versus Swedes, and Group C matchup also, Switzerland versus Latvia? Latvia? Yeah, Latvia. Am I saying that right? Yeah, Latvia. Why wouldn't I know that? I should know that. I'm doing a show about hockey, right? Huh. Hey, listen, you want to call in for anything else? A lot of interesting things going on in our little YouTube world. I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload Olympic highlights on the channel. I don't know if they're going to have the same leniency that the IOC gives. I doubt they will. The IOC might look for give me a strike, so that's not happening. I love broadcasting live too much. NHL lets me put their stuff on because they dig us. They dig us fans. So that's very nice of them. Don't know if I can do the IC highlights. Be a damn shame if I can't, but I'm not losing my channel over it. It's just that simple. Let's see if I could. There's no way I could find out whether I get a strike or not. You know, YouTube should really have a system where I could find out. Can I upload this? No, you'll get a strike for that. Thank you. No, I won't upload it. I'll play by the rules. But I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what the rules are. I'm too busy making money for the NHL. Making videos. But, in fairness, I get to advertise for nothing. And that's good stuff. That's real good stuff. I can't wait. 2 hours to go. 2 hours to go. Lot to cover. Too much to cover. Maybe, I'm beating the idea of making random phone calls. Give old Chris Wassel a call. See what he thinks. You want to give him a surprise call? Might be fun. Let's do it. That little thing right there means I'm calling. Let's see if he's available. Giving Chris a call right now. Get his a view on the tournament. Big surprise.
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please leave a message after the beep.
I think I will. Hey, Chris Wassel, Tommy C, Shot from the Point. I wanted to, I'm running a live show. I do another show now. It's kind of open format show, not just about hockey, but big surprise today happens to be we're covering hockey. Hey, I want to hear your opinion on who the top teams are going to be in the Olympics here. You feel free to send me a message on Twitter, and we'll hook you up. I won't be as tough on you this time. Promise. No, really want to hear from you. Chris Wazzle, Hockey Writers. So we left a message with him. Maybe we'll hear from him. That'd be nice if Chris gives us a call back. I think what happened with Chris was I don't think he realized that I'm a little bit of an abrasive personality, but he was very kind to come on, and we did appreciate it. But I think this might be this show might be a little better than like a shot from the point or any kind of other special we do here on the channel. How you doing out there? I'm checking myself out. I look great. Live broadcast. So what else is going on? We covered Latvia. We covered Switzerland. Something, well, you know what? Maybe I need to collect myself. Maybe it's time to play some tunes. Of course, we just brought you K. Chosen, Singularity. It might be time to put some other stuff. Not that. On there. And let's get to it. Let's get to my friend in Dublin, Ireland. Yeah. My buddy Eric Smith. Here is.
One thing I found, I wish I didn't. I betray an image, but they don't get the picture. I'm trying to be me, they only wanna see what I used to wanna be. A gangster, but the real gangsters terrorize me neighborhood. Walk around and grab your boy to hold. Be lumps out here for fun. The gangsters winning 1,000 to 1. That's a high ratio, now can I top that? Mathematically not. I run the risk of being stabbed, beaten or shot. I had a dream, they took it away. Now when I see them, I just look away. It's the only way I can get through me day. I turn me head, cause if I take a glance, I'll drop dead friend. So I won't take that chance. Didn't stop then because of that bullet that hit me. I could feel it split inside. It went inside and out. They said that's what you get by not closing your mouth. We run east to west and the north to the south. Can't hear a sound, I'm just collecting thoughts. I want to get out and stay free. To keep me around, they start threatening me. Told me if I didn't want to be caught in the crossfire, and if I ran for higher ground, to be found face down on hollow ground. In the Wicklow Mountains, buried in the hellfire, close surrounded by doors. I just got killed by nothing but doors. And when the bullet hits you, you don't wonder who got it, you wonder who shot it. And where do they want you to die? I was a nice guy, had a wife, a girl and a boy. Beat the girl, was getting boy on the boy. Said I whipped the shit, man. Now they're full of resentment. They better be repentant, I swear on the Bible. Revenge is sweet, and if I die, there'll be more blood on the street. So get your suit pressed and lay a read, cause when I get out, I'm gonna bring the heat. Took the tubes on me chest and I grabbed the vest. I rang around some old friends who had no problem tying up the loose ends. The plan set in motion, time to carry it out. I drove down south and the things in the back of the Beamer. This was revenge for what they did to me so unjustly. They always did disgust me, so they pay big time. You can trust me. I whip out the yacht and start to lay clap shots and pot shots down doorsteps. You hear the bulldog bark as the car spin away with the assailants. Just assassinating you. I made a break for the border on strict order. The time was roughly quarter to 2. You watch yourself on the ground as your spirit leave the ground. You never lost, but your body may never be found. And how profound is that? You went from nothing to being just that. A shell casing found around you. Now there's nothing inside of you.
None other than Eric Smith. Coming out of Dublin, Ireland, talented rapper that he is. Hi, everybody. It's Tommy C from Shot the Point. I'm doing my other show right now in the crease with Tommy C. Looking to hear from you. Looking to say hello. Looking to talk some Olympic hockey. What's going on in Olympic hockey? Well, I'll tell you what's going on in Olympic hockey. Carey Price looks like he's going to be in net for Canada versus Norway. Let me check the time on that. That should be tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, tomorrow. Yes. No. Apology. Yes, Canada versus Norway Group B action. You should be seeing Mr. Carey Price. Good pick, I think, and probably the most solid pick for Canada. Jonathan Quick. Now, there were some rumors going into the USA-Slovakia game that you might... Actually, I'll tell you who spread him. It's that Greg Wyshynski, a puck daddy. Oh, the coach. The coach sounds like the coach going Miller. Probably because he can't read into anything, because he's not a hockey man. Not like Don Cherry. No. It looks like Jonathan Quick, which I think is also the better pick. Hopefully, we'll get some of that 2012 action out of Jonathan Quick versus Slovakia. Russia takes on Slovenia. Here's the thing with Russia, folks. I'm starting to get scared of them. I saw an article that was quoting Alexander Ovechkin. He said, we're going to treat every game like it's our last. That it's Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final. I also saw another article. Hey, Ovechkin says, speak up if you want us to be in the Olympics. Because he wants to be in his Olympics. His mother was an Olympian, by the way. Speak up. This may be going away. He wants it. They want it. Alex Ovechkin had it in his contract that whether the NHL would go to the Olympics or not, that he would still be able to go. He wants it. They want it. Whatever defensive issues they may have on their blue line might not matter. These guys grew up in the big ice. They're playing at home. He wants it. They want it. I'm starting to get a little scared of Russia, folks. I don't think them since the professional hockey has come to the Olympics, or I should say the NHL, because I think in Lillehammer you were allowed to be a pro. Russia has not fared too well. They wound up in one final gold medal game against the Czech Republic, which I remember clearly, in Nagano, Japan. And it didn't turn out. The Americans have handled Russia in semifinals in the World Cup, only to be taken down by Canada. Actually, we took the Canadians down in 96. Really. I wasn't old enough. Well, I was old enough, but not old enough to remember. I was only 3.5 when the Americans beat the Russians in really the last epic hockey matchup between those two countries until the World Cup, where we show the whole world that we are a top-flight hockey country with superstars. Canada no longer had that tilt. It used to be, when I was growing up, it was Russia and Canada, the best two hockey countries. I don't believe that's the case anymore. But they're playing on home ice. The pressure is intense, and you have athletes that want to be there. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I bet this is more important to them than a Stanley Cup. Well, at least to Ovechkin. They want it. He wants it. So I'm getting a little, with that kind of attitude and with that way of thinking, now, hockey is very much a mental game. If they can capture that attitude and not succumb to the amount of pressure, they're expected to win over there. Even though the United States, Canada, and Sweden are every bit as good a hockey team, very different hockey teams, of course, the Russians will not accept the silver. This is a big sport in their country. It's bigger in their country than I think hockey is all over the United States. In certain parts of the United States, the big M's, Michigan, Minnesota, and Massachusetts, yeah, those big hockey towns. They produce a lot of pros. But while football may be king in Russia, hockey's a very close second. Sort of like baseball and football in the States. This is not a far-off thing for them. I'm worried about Russia. It's going to be, I think what's going to happen with Russia, you're going to see this very quickly. They're either going to collapse very quickly or they're going to run through this tournament. Let's talk about Team Canada, the favorite, the deepest team, the greatest hockey tradition. Team Canada. I should block that up. That's bad freaking luck, right? I should block that up. It's only because I respect them so much. It's only because they've given us the greatest game on earth. But I want them. I want to prove we're the number one hockey country. Because even today, even with the World Cup victory in 96, even with 2 gold medal games where one of them they only barely edged us out, and the one before that was a dogfight until the end when the dam gave way. I'm talking about 2002. I want to take the Canadians. And there's no reason why the Americans can't be with them. But we're talking about Canada, not the United States team. The Canadian team is deep. There's a lot of pressure on them whenever they step on the ice, no matter what country they're in. The Canadians and the North Americans in general, both USA and Canada, have not done well overseas. The overseas ones have been dominated by the Europeans. Wait a minute. That's not true. Did the 2006... Time for Hit the Web Pages. Ladies and gentlemen, the web pages. Let's check it out. The 2006 Olympics Winter Games. The 2000 and... I wrote end. Can you believe that? 6 W Winter Games. Was it Salt Lake? Wait, that was a... No, it was Torino. That's right, it was Torino, right? It wasn't even far from here. I remember that. Still in the Army at the time. So, the Swedes won that one. Czechs won it in Nagano, Japan. And the 2004? Yeah, it was been 2004. Couldn't have been 2004. I'm losing my mind. 2004. Don't they have a preceded and reseeded? No, yeah, 2002. I'm losing my mind here. What's the matter? I can't do math? Let's go. 2004. That was in North America, if I'm not mistaken. No, it couldn't, because that was 2006. 2002, excuse me. 2000 was at Salt Lake. That sucker was at Salt Lake. So that was North America. So they beat us on our home soil. Not that Salt Lake is a, I don't know, big hockey town by any means. And they beat us in Vancouver last time. I can't even focus on Team Canada. Look, they're expected to win. They're expected to take this down. There's no Canadian on earth that doesn't think this can happen. There's no Canadian on earth that thinks it should. And you know what? Maybe they should. But here's the thing, Canada. Sweden, Russia, USA. They're not that far off. It's not the old days. Even Finland and the Czech Republic are an all-star team in their own rights. So Canada's heavily favored. They have the skill. They have the speed. I don't think they're as deep in net as the Americans are, as far as all their goalies. I don't think Carey Price is better than Jonathan Quick. It's one thing the Americans have always been able to produce is quality goaltenders. The greatest American goaltender, probably Mike Richter, former New York Ranger. Won some stuff with him. Won some silverware with him. So, I don't think that Canada is going to cruise. They've had trouble in these tournaments before, and like Jake said, and it looks like he's right. They haven't won overseas. But in fairness, when the tournaments have been overseas, the United States hasn't done that well, fared that well either. So, what you going to do? The outside, one of the top teams, but I'm seeing a lot of reporters. I'm a little surprised. Team Sweden. Now, Team Sweden is stacked. Erik Karlsson, Henrik Lundqvist. Just two of the names that come off the tongue. Just 2. Could very easily gold medal. Perfectly honest, I like Russia a little more than them. Could very easily gold medal. The style of the Swedish game, this two-way forwards, they grow them right out there. The spectacular offensive defensemen they've produced, like Nicholas Lidstrom and Erik Karlsson. It's good stuff. It's real good stuff. Definitely could medal. Absolutely. The United States have not reached the pinnacle in the modern game, even though I think they're every bit as good as these teams. They have not reached the pinnacle. They are not there yet. But, let's kind of get a hold of Jersey Jason Letch. This is their chance. They got edged out by a very good hockey team. I don't think they were much better than them in Vancouver. It's going to be tough to beat the Canadians on the home ice. It means a lot to them. Look, the United States ice hockey team gets support, but a lot of it's in 3Ms and kooks like me that grew up worshiping the game. But we're going to see where we go with this. Look, after I come back, I'm going to take a little break now. Like I was saying, USA, go USA! Make it happen. I need this. My life sucks. I do a dumb show on YouTube. I'm divorced, and I'm not even 40. And my kid hates hockey. Please. I would really love it. USA really actually ran through that tournament last year, and they ran into Canada. Canada stumbled early in these tournaments, but they managed to collect themselves and sometimes won the gold. I want this. I want it bad. Bring it! Ugh. I'm so nervous. Hour and a half to go. And it's not even Team USA playing. I'm really interested to see if this Game Center works with these live broadcasts. Otherwise, I'm going to have to stream it, and I don't want to. What are you doing out there? Give me a call. What's happening? What is happening? Your work? Turn it on. Look, it's time to take a break, recollect. I'm going to talk about what I don't like about the Olympics when we come back. I'm telling you about the problem that I have when we come back. Time for some JohnFreemanMusic.com music! The official musician of the Shot from the Point Productions channel. Here we go! The road, JohnFreemanMusic.com.
Sideways only tomorrow, yesterday both broken. Talking
Links.
What's going on?
What's doing? You at work?
Yeah, I'm pooping.
On phone? Don't you know I'm live?
Yeah, I'm pooping right now.
You would actually call me in a can? What kind
Yeah,
of
why not?
What kind of toilet humor is this?
What kind of toilet?
No. Are you trying, like, going for a cheap joke? Is that it? Or you just want to sabotage me?
Sabotage what?
Good point. Yeah, good point. So, are you aware that the ladies didn't do it?
The ladies didn't do it.
No, they didn't do it. They went down to Canada. As Chris Wazzle of the Hockey Reporters said, they took their foot off the gas when they had the momentum and got back in it a little too late. You see any of the game?
I didn't.
No. What good?
I'll probably try and catch some of the highlights and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's much to see.
I'm trying to watch it on my phone. Like, I'm trying to watch today's games, the men's games. But every time, like, there's like an app. Every time I try and go do it, it said, "Won't be with you momentarily," and it never comes up.
No.
So
I think what you're going to have to do, I think they're going to run it on Game Center, to be honest with you, because they have the things you click on. I noticed on Game Center for, like, both men's games tonight. Well, tonight my time, mid-afternoon for you.
yeah.
But I think, and from what I understand, that may have been what was holding up the. May have been what actually was holding up the Sochi Olympics for the NHL to begin with. It was something to do with the TV rights. So yeah, no.
Wow.
So girls, look, it's gonna be.
So what was the final? I know. Last I saw the women were up like 1-0. Or USA women.
USA women were up 1-0. Late in second, we went into the third period. Like I said, they took their foot off the gas. Next thing you knew, it was 2-1. They got back in it with about a minute to go, about 3 minutes to go. Made it 3-2. Caught a power play at the end, but just couldn't finish the job.
So they were done?
No, it was preliminary.
I was about to say, I was like, I didn't think we were into elimination rounds yet.
Yeah, and both of them are going to qualify. And I got to be honest with you, these other girls, they're not from other countries. They're not.
Honestly, is messed up. I'm actually rooting for another country to win the gold, so the women stays.
You know, Jesus. I can't. You're a better man than me, I guess, because I can't bring myself to do that. I really want our girls to win.
I mean, of course, USA, Apple Pie,
I know what
Baseball
you mean.
America, all that stuff.
It's not as big a sin as what you're saying, because it's funny you bring that up. This may be it for women's hockey.
Mm-hmm.
At least in the Olympics. And I don't know what other it's not like the NHL doesn't need the IOC. The IOC needs them. They can go on, start their own midseason tournament, or do it during the summer or whatever. The women are a little different. This is probably the only stage that the world can see them perform. And it is so apparent that there is so much distance between the United States and Canada and everybody else that it doesn't look like a sport that's really viable television-wise, or it just doesn't work. Cosmopolitan magazine just came out and said that they're doing studies that women are like 3 times more susceptible to concussions than men. Where there is no body checking women's hockey, look, it's hockey.
You still see hits. You still see hits and stuff.
Yeah, well, they call them accidents. It's like when we were playing roller hockey, the accidental, the accidental contact. And those girls play rough on the boards. And I got to be honest with you, when you watch the USA and Canada, the speed looks only like a half step below the men. Whereas, like, when I was watching Germany and Russia, it's significant.
Yeah.
It's significantly slower. I mean, the girls are really good, but this is really the last shot. And that's why I don't think it matters if one of those smaller countries win. That's why this is it. I think this is it for them. And it may be it for men, too, for other reasons.
It'll be it on the NHL front for men, but
I don't know that. They say it every single year since Nagano. And it's never happened. But I think due to the fact that in a lot of ways, this has been a disaster. It doesn't quell nationalism. It's not. It doesn't look healthy out there. It looks like a big political mess. And the NHL could take care of that by making a midseason every 4-year World Cup tournament.
I honestly, I think they I think maybe after the season, because I just hate
The hangover. Well, you can't do it. You
everything
can't do it
shuts
after
down.
the season. I don't think you can do it. I don't
Everything
think you can.
shuts down for 3 weeks.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't have a problem with that. I don't know what the big deal is. We
you
had
don't
it
have a
before.
problem with it because you watch the games,
Yeah.
at all different hours of the night.
But that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case when it was Vancouver. I found a way.
Oh,
You know.
yeah, I know, but you still watch the games. But I'm just, when it was in Vancouver, it was great for
For you
even though they were
guys.
having games in the afternoon anyway, just because
Mhm.
of because there's only so many events they could broadcast.
I don't think the time is the thing. Look, you have to deal with the time conditions on the planet. There's nothing you can do about that. Also, there's on-demand stuff. There's TiVo. There's all different ways you can do it. It's not like it used to be when we were kids. There's ways to deal with that. I think it has more to do with why do we need the International Ice Hockey Association controlling things and the Olympics? We don't need them. And
No,
honestly,
and I brought it up on the show.
yeah.
Also, with the NHL being like the players being in it, you don't get those, those stories of the underdog. You won't ever see like in the 1980 Olympic hockey team,
No. But
because you're seeing players getting paid millions upon millions of dollars.
yeah.
Just
Well, I
you
mean,
know.
they're not getting any money. It's still they don't pay these
Yeah,
guys to play.
I know
but
they're not
paid
getting any money
athletes.
from the
Yeah.
Olympics,
Yeah.
but they have huge contracts.
Yes. Yeah. And this is also a real good time to get sponsorship. If you show yourself.
Basketball's kind of like bland right now. Football's done.
Yeah.
This is like hockey. This should be the time where hockey
Sure.
should be the NHL should really be marketing and be picking up. Baseball's not around yet.
No.
Pitchers and catch. This is the time that the NHL should really just be marketing. But with the Olympics, it just kind of everything has to stop.
But isn't the Olympics? And like I said, I don't care about the gold medal, the Olympic gold medal. I care about the best international hockey tournament on earth. And if you're going to call it the Olympics or the World Cup, but I think the shutdown of the season to display NHL players is a way to market. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you at work yet?
What's up?
You're in the can at work.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
I actually have to get back to work, but
yeah, I see.
We'll talk. I guess we'll talk about this more on Sunday.
Who's your predictions? Your unbiased predictions, if you can have one, for
unbiased predictions for the men.
Yeah.
For the men, it's Russia and Canada.
Okay, that's your unbiased. You don't think the United States can sneak in there?
I mean, the Patriot side of me says yes, but the true hockey fan thinks Russia and Canada.
I've given more weight to what you say before. The Canadians and the Americans don't seem to play well overseas. You're right. We just looked it up before. The Salt Lake City game, that was 2002, and then the other one was in Torino, and Sweden won that one, and the other one was in Nagano in '98, and the Czechs won that one. So I wonder if that's going to be a factor coming into this. And the other thing is, from everything that I'm reading, the Russians want this bad, and they want it more than anybody. So I maybe you're right, but I got to be honest with you, Team USA is not much different than they were 4 years ago, and there's really no reason to believe, barring something crazy happen, that they can't be in there. They probably upgraded net, with Quick in there. Hopefully Quick can. Honestly, if Quick can have a 2012 run like he did with the Kings, I think we're as good or better than anybody. But there is that mental factor that it's on Russian soil.
If Quick could play like how he could play in the playoffs. Yeah. If he treats this like a playoff, they're gonna be good.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, man. The Russians are treating this like a playoff. Olvie's even saying, "Speak up if you want to see us again," because he can feel the tide changing as well. All right, that is Jake Link, of course, shot from the can. Shot from the can. Who gave the shot from the can? Toilet humor. What kind of fucking people are away? You can catch him on, of course, our show, Shot from the Point. On 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, it's not 6 p.m. for me. Just watch our dumb podcast. That's what you do. Jake, thanks for joining us. That's your music, by the way. Oh, he left. He hung up. Good. Good. Glad. That's right. Check out Shot from the Point, 6 p.m. The most badass, hardcore hockey radio. Most badass hockey podcast, broadcast ever. That's what it is. We do it all. Coming up a little more than an hour to go till it starts. Sweden versus the Czech Republic. Sweden. Get your meatballs ready, folks. It's on. The Czechs, of course, with Jaromir Jagr, maybe one of the top 20 or 10 best players ever to lace them up. Maybe he's the guy. Going up against Sweden. I'm ready for this. Hey, what were you listening to before? Well, I'll tell you what you were listening to before. At first, we had... I don't even remember when we started with. Yeah, it was John Freeman, The Road. Then we got into Border from Argentina. The Way Down. This is too cool. Then we finished up with Thousand Suns and their classic, Gone. Probably one of those badass bass lines I've ever heard in any song ever. It was bad. Now, of course, Point Skype Line. That's right. You heard him on the can. It's happening. Everybody in North America's at work. Gonna be doing a lot of these things. Boom. I'm ready for this. I'm so pumped. Quick and next. Get quick. Look how the German announcer's gonna handle that over here. Wonder how that. What the hell is that? Let's Harry Globe's Arby. And it's cool. So we'll be right back. After these messages from Harry Globe's Army. More hockey coming up.
'cause I've been picking fights. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't mean to pry, baby. I don't mean to pry. The world ain't so kind, baby. The world ain't so kind. I've been getting high, baby. I've been getting high. I know I ain't the kind, baby, but I've been getting high.
Hey, you there?
Hello?
Hey, what's happening?
Not much. What's up?
I don't know. You tell me. You work?
No, just getting up. I worked last night.
You worked last night? Oh, so I didn't wake you or anything?
What's that?
I didn't wake you or anything?
I was laying in bed. I just hadn't gotten up yet.
No. You sound depressed.
No, I just was laying in bed. I haven't talked to anyone all day.
No. I called you to ask you about what you think of the Olympics.
What's that?
I called you to ask what you think about the Olympics.
Oh, I haven't been watching it.
All right, let's talk about what's important.
From what I've read, it's just the weather is too warm and the Russians are being typical Russians.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Apparently,
you can't.
Won't admit anything's wrong, doing things half-assed.
It's the Russian way.
Mm-hmm.
Have you paid any attention to the hockey? Or you have any opinions about the hockey? Who do you think is going to end up in the?
I haven't been paying much. I mean, I know the standings. I know where the Rangers are, and I know Pittsburgh is nearly unbeatable.
I meant do you have any opinions about who's going to get gold?
Oh, I don't know. I'll watch that though.
Yeah.
When they start kicking off, I'll watch all that.
Oh, you will.
What about you?
I'm doing my dumb show. I'm looking for somebody interesting to talk to, and you seemed available.
What about you? What do you think?
What do I think? I was pretty confident it's going to be USA and Canada again. But I was reminded when it's outside of North America, they seem to have some problems. If you remember Nagano in '98, you had the Czechs win.
Yeah.
And if you remember Torino, the Swedes went over the Finns. So I don't know if that's going to play a factor, if that's just like a wild coincidence, or if that's going to happen. And I tell you something, forget all the politics and the what's going on in Russia and what have you. Those Russian boys are hungry for this. This is bigger than the Stanley Cup for them. The way Ovechkin's talking, it's
at home.
Yeah, it means the world to them. But that tells me two things: either the pressure's going to be too much, or they're just going to be so focused that they're going to just railroad everybody, which they have the talent to do. The question is on the blue line. Do they have the blue line? But will that matter on the big ice anyway? So I'm coming around to definitely at least seeing Russia in the gold medal game. So I'm afraid of them. And I don't like saying that because I think that we've proved in the last 15 years that we're the second best hockey country behind Canada.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see. I think it's going to be either Canada USA or a Canada.
It's definitely a three horse race.
Yeah,
especially with it being in Russia.
Sure. I'm starting to think. I normally think that doesn't make a difference, but I think it's different this time. Ovechkin's mother was an Olympian and what have you. But you know what the media is picking a lot, strangely enough, is Sweden. They're considered the not so much dark horse just by, I don't know if they just want them to win or Lundqvist has not been sharp for the Rangers this year.
No.
But I mean, he's getting better. They seem to be turning it around. I mean, they have a great defenseman in Carlson, but I just think that the three powerhouses, United States, Canada, and Russia, are going to be there. But I mean, you'd be surprised if you open the paper, you would think that Sweden's right in the mix, and maybe they are. We're going to see in about an hour. because they'll be taking on the Czech Republic. Czech Republic, I think, is just too damn old.
Yeah, they used to be good.
What's that?
They used to be real good.
Yeah, they won a gold. I mean, look,
Czechs.
look, the Czechs, the Finns, the Swedes, the Americans, the Russians, it's all NHL All-Star teams. Everybody else is a dark horse, and there's a few teams that have no chance. Like a Slovenia or Latvia. They have no chance. But, I mean, that's about it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did you see
go ahead.
Tanaka get introduced for the Yankees?
Is that the case? Really?
Yeah, so they got a Japanese kid that went 24-0 last year. The Yankees signed him.
It's done? Done deal?
Yeah, he got introduced yesterday.
How old is he?
Gave him 124, 25.
Oh my God! And he was undefeated last year.
He was undefeated last year. He's 24-0 with a 1.27 ERA.
That's like
in Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, not
that's like
MLB.
What's Dad's favorite pitcher's name? Like from the Dodgers.
Oh, Sandy Koufax.
Yeah, that's like Koufax numbers.
Yeah, they're insane numbers.
Do the Japanese?
But I mean, he's young, so it's good. But he's a bit of a diva. He rented his own jet just to fly all the way in, and he has like a pop star wife, and so
he's perfect for the Yankees.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody's got to replace that
$155 million for 7 years. They give him a buttload of dough.
Somebody's got to replace A-Rod being a diva. Speaking of A-Rod,
so we'll see.
What was your final opinion on the whole A-Rod situation with the suspension?
A-Rod, I mean, there's no arguing he did it. You know, it's just what is legally acceptable and what, and I think he got railroaded a bit. With like, I don't think the union backed him as well as they should have. I think they didn't I just think he made too many enemies, you know. But I mean, how do you get suspended for a year and you never tested positive? I mean, I just don't understand that.
Yeah, it's just almost like they're throwing the rule book out, and we know you did it, and even though we don't have any evidence, and this.
Yeah.
I mean, he never tested positive.
Some of their evidence looked pretty good. Like, I mean, some of his emails are I mean, some of his emails are pretty blatant.
Really?
But what I didn't like is, like, they used... The ultimate thing I didn't like is they tried to suspend him for, like, 2 years because not only did he do the drugs, but then he tried to obstruct their investigation.
Yeah.
Now, that sounds bad, right? But they're not a government, and they're not law enforcement. They're not... You can obstruct... I can obstruct you investigating me. I'm like, there's no law against that. You're not a law enforcement. You know, there's obstruction of justice against the FBI or DEA or because they're law enforcement entities. There's no obstruction of justice against Major League Baseball. They're a baseball franchise or whatever. They're a baseball entity. So and then what they did is the two of them, MLB and A-Rod, went after the same information, and MLB just outbid the guy.
Yeah.
You know, so they tried to get him in trouble for what they did to him, and it's just really ugly.
It's bizarre.
I just think, legally, they think he got railroaded.
Does he have any legal action to take against MLB?
No, he's done now. The arbitrator gave him a year, and that's how the union does it. He can file with the federal government saying the arbitrator's like an asshole, but the federal government never takes it. They never take the cases.
Can he sue them?
Can he what?
Can he sue them? Take legal action against the league?
I think that's what he's trying to do, but it's not going to work.
You don't think it's going to work?
Yeah.
What about the case that he says that they tried to hurt him by making him play when the doctor said he was no good?
Yeah, he's got that against the Yankees.
Yeah.
But that's against the Yankees, which, I mean, the one's like going to give him $20 million, the guy's got hundreds of millions. You know, what does it matter?
I suppose. You know, I got to be honest with you, Greg, I never wanted the guy. I never wanted the guy on our team. I always thought he was trouble. I think you're 100%
Yeah, I mean, I
right.
never wanted him when he was dirty, but when I thought he was clean, I did.
Yeah, well, I can't say that even. I thought he was a cancer. And I remember telling you that I just don't trust the guy. And look, he got it together in 2009, and he seemed to had been put all those sort of diva moments behind him. But I just I think he was playing with fire. He had problems in other places. Yeah, he's talented. He's great. He probably could have broken the home run record, right? Was he on pace for a while, right?
Yeah, but how many years of that was he dirty doing it?
Yeah, I know. Maybe most of them.
Yeah, so
I think we're paying. We're paying for signing a character like that. What have you. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Are you waking up?
All right, sir. How's the kid?
Are you keeping drug dealers out of our country like you should?
What's that?
Are you keeping drug dealers out of our country like you should?
Yeah, trying.
Yeah?
I missed one the other night. We jumped it too early. These two shit bags, and they we have winter Texans. A winter Texan is like what we call snowbirds in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
All the people that come down for the winter because it's nice here.
Mm-hmm.
And they have their own area that they stick to, and they all have RVs and trailers that they all live in.
That sounds fun.
And they all live together in communities, and it's hilarious. They go to bars and they're 85 years old and get pissed wasted. It's hilarious.
Oh, it must be great.
And they have their own bars, they're winter Texan bars, they're winter Texan restaurants, they're winter Texan. So these guys and one of them is literally on. When I say it's on the Rio Grande, I mean you sit there and you could skip rocks on the Rio Grande River.
Okay.
And so these guys pull in there after the thing is closed, when there's only workers there. They sit in the parking lot for 20 minutes and then pull out. So we thought it was good, but they didn't have the big marijuana bundles.
Oh.
So we thought it was gonna be something even worse, like cocaine or heroin or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So I run out and I pull them over, and I guess we had spooked them and they'd already. But these two guys both had done time. One had just gotten out for 5 years of aggravated assault, and he was a convicted sex offender.
Oh God.
He was 23 years old. And
already.
Not only did he have tattoos, whatever, but he literally had 666 tattooed on his eyebrow.
That's the gang. The GS9. No, I don't remember GS9. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Isn't there an El Salvador gang?
They were Mexican Mafia.
Oh, Mexican Mafia.
They were
okay,
Mexican
all right.
Mafia.
That's okay. Mexican Mafia.
The prison gang, Mexican Mafians. He had tattoos on his eyebrows and on his forehead, and then everywhere else he had just complete total.
He's just a life. He is invested in being a gang member. He's in it for life.
Yeah.
I guess you get a lot of
the rest of his life.
Well, you kept him out, huh?
So we looked. But I looked all through his car. They let us search it. We just jumped it too early. We spooked him, so it kind of sucks.
Nah, oh well. You get him next time. Something tells me you'll be plenty busy for years to come.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I can't. There's a question.
What are we doing, man? If we're just giving them citizenship and we're legalizing marijuana, what the hell am I doing?
I don't know. You're gonna be out of work. Yeah, are you really have the problem with the marijuana thing? Come on. Who cares?
I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'll follow whatever they say.
Yeah.
Whatever they tell me to do, I'll do. I don't care. It just seems crazy.
Yeah.
What are we really doing then? If we're going to give them all citizenship and we're going to make marijuana legal.
Yeah. Why are you
What
stopping them? Why are you risking your ass to stop them? No, that's a good point. Well, I think you could do good work there. It's important work because it's the sovereignty of our country that you're protecting. They don't have a right to be here. This rearranging of the language is saying, well, I don't think it's right to call them illegal or it's racist garbage. They're quite illegal under the law. I have a certain amount of sympathy. I'd make the run too. I think you would as well. But we have to protect us. We don't have enough money for everybody, and we're having enough problems getting jobs for our own minorities. What about our minorities? So I think you do good work.
You have any idea how many criminals we catch? I mean, the numbers of criminals we catch. That's who we catch. Forget who we don't catch.
Yeah. So
all the guys that have been deported because they committed crimes, they all come right back.
Yeah.
And then they cry and say, why didn't you know my life?
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have been deported if you didn't, rape a child.
All right.
That aspect's good, but...
Keep your head up.
All right, sir.
Keep your head up.
Good day.
I appreciate it.
Go USA Hockey.
Yeah. Well, we're not today. We're playing tomorrow. But
okay.
It starts tonight. It starts in about 45 minutes, and I'm ready.
Okay.
And Andy's ready. Is Brooke ready?
Brooke is at work, but she'll be ready when she gets home. How's that?
She better be watching those games. All right, buddy. You take care of
All
yourself.
right, take it easy, Tom.
All right, bye-bye. That's my brother, Gregory C., Border Patrol agent, and what have you. Doing good work. Now, I interrupted Mr. Evan Bartles before. Of course, he's an amazing magician. Maybe he can do magic, for all I know. I mean, he does magic on that guitar. And I interrupted his song, so I'm going to play another one of his songs right now. El Dorado. Absolutely one of my new favorites. Hey, we're about ready to wrap this sucker up. We talked enough hockey. I also realized that I had the Skype thing off, so you couldn't call me if you wanted to. Here's Evan Bartles. El Dorado. Kind of appropriate for what you were just talking about.
Roll me a cigarette. We can sit here and forget and smoke till there's nothing left but a filter with no flame. And you can hide your eyes, but I recall your face. Reminds me of when I still believe in grace. But that's not to say that I won't believe again. Can you feel the wind coming east from the plains, singing Colorado like a sweet summer rain? El Dorado, I'll never be home again. I never felt more alive than when you held me in your hands. Hey there, little child, why do you cry? The big old world came and taught you all its lies, that it's dangerous, dangerous to fall down through the cracks. Well, you don't need to blame every day of your life. You don't need to know the better way you'll die. That's dangerous, dangerous, and it doesn't really matter at all. Can you feel the wind coming east from the plains, singing Colorado like a sweet summer rain? El Dorado, I'll never be home again. I never felt more alive than when you held me in your hands. All my life been learning how to live.
Kevin Bartles, El Dorado. Great talent out of Nebraska. And of course, the infamous Warp Drive with Bliss Denied. I think it's their finest work, myself. And what have you. Listen, I caught an article when I went to the other room to smoke my 7,000th cigarette of the day. And just recently, and just to show you that this special we have, it's more than about hockey. It's more than about wrestling. But, me and my brother had my brother's, of course, a Border Patrol agent, and his job is to keep people that are not supposed to be in our country, the United States. Of course, I'm in Germany, but this is still important to me. And making sure they're not coming over and that they immigrate legally, which is a very noble job. Just recently here in Europe, a country outside the EU, but a very powerful country economically, nonetheless, is Switzerland. And Switzerland recently passed a referendum, which the EU is not so happy about because they don't like democracy, limiting some of the immigration coming into their country. Apparently, their people have had enough. You can't support everyone. In Europe, they have very, very, very generous public support programs that are a lot which are feeling the strain of immigration, not just within Europe, but all over the world. Switzerland's a wonderful place to live if you can get in there. But Russia Today is reporting that Norway may follow in the footsteps of this recent immigration move. Like I said, Russia Today. Inspired by the Switzerland immigration vote, which has infuriated the European Union, one of Norway's ruling party is calling the country to hold its own referendum limiting immigration from the EU. On Sunday, Switzerland voted 50.3% in favor of reintroducing strict quotas for immigrants from the EU, thus scrapping the policy of free movement within the 28-nation bloc. Now, keep in mind, while Switzerland does trade with the EU, they are not a part of the EU, and they do have their own very, very strong currency. The Swiss are the keepers of the gold. One of the reasons they're never invaded during wars over here. But in recent times, they have felt, they're not above feeling the strain of what's now being called the Great Recession. That spread outside of the United States all the way here to Europe. And they have decided that they can't handle as many immigrants as they once had. And apparently, even before they had agreements with the EU in the past to kind of loosen up their immigration. Well, it's not working. And they decided to kind of take their country back and limit it. The right in Europe is static, but I often wonder if this is just, and of course the left is calling everyone racist, but this really is a financial issue. Like I said, and Switzerland's no different. Things like universal health care, tons of programs that are available to with most countries being in debt rather than having a surplus. The time has come to kind of cut the cord a little bit. Certainly Europe or the United States can't support everybody. And there's probably not a lot of opportunity for these immigrants if they're even able to immigrate. That's one of the good ways you would want to slow down immigration, because there's no opportunity, there's no reason to move to America if you can't get a job. If you can't, you talk about, there was tons of opportunity during the turn of the century for Irish, Italian, Polish immigrants, and all, of course, from other parts of the world that helped build the United States to what it is. But those days are over. There's very few opportunities for middle class and working class people in the United States. So it makes sense. It's just logical that you would start to make moves to limit the amount of people that would not have much opportunity otherwise. Either way, immigration is healthy if you can support it. if there's opportunity available. Now, of course, there's always the scream of racism and what have you, but a country's sovereignty is a part of their immigration program. That's what makes them different than others. That's what makes Switzerland not a part of Germany or not a part of Austria. They are their own country. They make their own laws. They are a free republic. When you take away citizens' rights to limit citizens' rights, the opportunity to legally limit the amount of immigration, you've taken away their sovereignty, as we've seen in Germany throughout the rest of Europe. While the free movement inside the European bloc was once praised, it's now becoming a financial disaster. And I don't really see the left doesn't have a problem with that in Europe, because it doesn't matter to them how much the economy gets taken down, because they see, look at all the people that are going to accept our programs. Look at all the dependency we're great. Look at all the votes we'll eventually get. And that's what it's about. It's about creating dependency, not opportunity. So you won't take away my Social Security or my NSA or whatever your favorite program you happen to be living off, while other people go out there and slave for that money and get it to you through their tax revenue. Norway, of course, is thinking about doing. Now, Norway is a part of the European Union, but I'm pretty sure they're not on the euro. I could be wrong about that. Webpage time! Webpage time! Webpage time! Let's look it up. Let's get our facts straight. Go right to the net. What news program do you see does this? Okay. Norway. Currency. There we go. You can see that I'm very autocorrect. Yeah, they're on the Norwegian crown. They're on the Norwegian crown. They're not on the euro. So they've been a little EU resistant as well. Now, no one really expected Switzerland to be a part of the EU because they're a very neutral, independent country, and I'm glad they were. I got to be honest with you, there is no country that I'd rather live in than Switzerland. Besides the two I've lived in already. I think it's a wonderful place that values their traditions, values their language, which is German, but I mean, they value, they want you speaking German. And I guess I don't think they have an official, they do speak French in certain parts as well. But they value their traditions. They have, I don't know how they could be a part of the EU. I mean, they have extremely loose gun laws. Just about every Swiss house has a gun. I think you get one on graduation when you leave the army, which I think you pretty much have to do if you're a man. You have to do military service of some kind. Let's go back to the article. The surprise choice sent shockwaves through Europe, with Brussels threatening to reconsider its relationships with Switzerland and anti-immigration activists applauding the result. And, yeah, that seems to be the case. Now Norway's talking this way. I'm looking for other stuff here that doesn't even look all that thing. But so Norway's thinking about going the same route. I applaud Switzerland for looking out for their own. I wish we could just immigrate freely and just walk around. We can't. A lot of that probably has to do with our social safety net over here. In the States, you're sort of on your own. You don't have as many programs, but that's changing. And does an illegal alien have a right to Obamacare? I bet me just saying that would be considered racist. Wouldn't it be worth debate? To something that they don't pay into, are they entitled to that? I think some people would say yes. That we have some kind of obligation to fund them. Not very American, is it? What happened to pulling your stuff by your own bootstraps? America, one thing I like about it is you can fail. No one should have to work for your health care. No one. Especially if that system doesn't really work and eventually financially collapses anyway. All right, I'm done with that. Back to hockey. You got a problem? Give me a ring. I'll punch you in the mouth. Square in the jaw. Square in the jaw. I wonder if I could get I guess Jersey Jace. He's probably sleeping. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, Dun. No, that's not what I want. No, he's not available either. Alrighty, I think we're going to wrap this up. Get ready. We're going to get ready for action. We're going to get ready for Olympic hockey. I'm going to warm up the Xbox, see if this thing works. Of course, 2 games going on at the same time. Latvia versus, let's just get it up there, right? Right up there now. Czech Republic versus Sweden, Group C, men's action, and Latvia versus Switzerland. Jonas Heller starting in net, probably their biggest name over there. Those 2 teams don't really have a shot in hell, but they do have a few NHLers, and the good thing about in some of the German-speaking countries, the hockey's growing. So we'll see what they can do. Now, the Swiss did have a great run in the World Championships last year. Now, the World Championships usually consist of some NHLers that didn't make the playoffs or were eliminated in the first or second round. They usually make a quick flight out there to go support the country and do it often. It's not... I know the clubs don't like it because the risk for injury is there. But the World Championships is not a bad tournament, and it's a good warm-up if you haven't played international hockey before. Switzerland women's gets inched out by Finland. They go down 4-2, and of course Canada beats the United States in women's hockey 3-2. Canada kind of squeaked it out after taking a 3-1 lead. I think we'll be seeing both those teams again, and as qualifying gets closer. Anything else in hockey? Got a message from, unfortunately, today. I am not getting ready for another show. Starting tomorrow. Okay. Well, maybe we'll get Chris Wazzle on tomorrow, right before Team USA. Okay, cool. I'll be in touch. To Mr. Wazzle. Maybe we can talk about some Olympic stuff. I always wondered if he'd do my show again. Because, well, I don't know how well the interview went in his mind. He's a very nice guy, and he does a great, especially on fantasy hockey. He's got a big background on it. He told stories about being when you used to call in your stats or something like that to the commissioner of your fantasy hockey league. The guy knows fantasy hockey. You should check his articles out. Who's hot? Who's not? That's Chris Waddle of the Hockey News. Maybe we'll do another show tomorrow and try to get him on and what have you. Hopefully these things get better. We're doing a lot of these specials in the Crease specials. A lot of them. I think it's time to wrap it up. Can I wrap it up now? What do you think? RoboCop. I really wish I could play this video. I don't think I'm going to get a hell of a lot of hits on this broadcast. This honest trailers on RoboCop. RoboCop's being remade into a PG-13 movie. RoboCop's one of the most violent films I ever saw in the 80s. I watched it recently. Still stands up. Great film. Kind of touched on vigilante justice and things of that nature. I love it! But they're going to redo it with a PG-13 because we live in a PG world. Sucks. Horror movies suck lately, too. I'm a grown-up. I want grown-up movies. I don't want to watch Hunger Games. Does nothing for me. I want to watch friggin' RoboCop. But I wish I could play this video on his trailers. I'd probably have to send them a message if I could actually use their stuff. Too late for that. But I would love to do it. Oh, it would be wonderful. You ready for this? You ready for hockey? I'm ready for hockey. Are you ready for the greatest international tournament in the world? Going for the gold? And the fact that you may not be seeing NHL players or even women's hockey players for much longer. Which is kind of unfortunate. Sad. Czech Republic. Sweden. About 25 minutes to go to get it on. Switzerland. About 25 minutes to go. Sochi, Russia, the 2014 Olympics. Tomorrow, Canada, the United States. Well, not first. Let's go to the right. Tomorrow, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good time. Finland versus Austria. In the women's, Japan versus Deutschland, Germany. And at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, Russia, Slovenia. Slovakia gets it on with TUSA. That's right. Canada versus Norway. When Sweden. After Sweden plays that, they got back-to-back games. Yeah, oh, wow, they got back-to-back games. Versus Russia. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be crazy. Don't let anybody tell you that these preliminary games don't mean anything. One screw up. Let me tell you something. For some reason, Norway managed to knock out Canada tomorrow. They're in a hole. For some reason, Sweden, Russia's got to take them. Well, they got a tough start. They got to play the Czechs tomorrow. The Russians back-to-back. Boy, Sweden's got a rough draw. No one's talking about that. They're all putting them in the gold medal game already. All right, everybody. No, we won't be right back. It's been real, but it is time to say goodbye. We'll be back soon. Pay attention. Shot from the Point, other crap. Check it out on Facebook. Want to talk to me? It's Tommy C. SFTP on Twitter. Check out Shot from the Point, 6 p.m. The most badass hockey podcast in the whole world. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with comedian Jake Webb. I'll see you real soon, folks.
All up on your sucking all up on your tail.